Hey everyone, I'm Jason Hitchings with Adept Defense and welcome back for part 2 of our Shield 2.0 series. And today I'm going to walk you through how to shoot a small gun like the M&P Shield fast and accurate. So let's get started. Before we get too far into this and I forget, there was one thing that I mentioned I wanted to do in the first video, and that was run a couple mags of my chosen carry ammo through this gun to make sure it functions fine. And that is, if you remember, Federal HST 124 grain standard pressure. So I've got 2 magazines loaded up with that, so let's make sure that this gun likes that ammo. Alright, that obviously ran just fine like I thought it would, so let's get started on what we came here to do today. Alright, as you can see, I got to spend a little bit of time with this gun on the range. As it sits right now, I've got about 200 rounds through it total. As you can see, I ran 2 mags of my carry ammo through it just to make sure it functioned in this gun fine. If this gun was going to be in my carry rotation and that was the reason why I bought this gun, then I would probably run at least 100 rounds of my carry ammo through it. So I'm totally confident that the match between my carry ammo and this gun works well. But that's not the reason why I bought this gun. I actually purchased this for the business. So this is not a gun that I bought to be a personal carry gun. This is a gun that I bought for my students to make available to them when they're looking for a recommendation for a carry gun. It just gives them one more option to shoot. And as you know, I mean, the Shield and the Shield 2.0 have a great reputation, and they've sold a ton of them. There's a lot of people that carry them and trust their lives to them every day. So we wanted to get one to give it a fair shake as well. It was 7 degrees out on the range that day, so I didn't film a ton, but I did get at least 200 rounds through this gun, and so far we haven't had any issues, no stoppages or malfunctions of any kind. So far it's been really good. I've got this gun cleared out right now for demo purpose of this video, so let's go ahead and start talking about how to shoot a small gun like this fast while maintaining a decent level of accuracy. There's a lot of components that go into being able to shoot a pistol well, such as stance, grip, recoil control, trigger control, sight picture, sight alignment. And in my Defensive Pistol 1 class, we break down every one of those with extreme detail. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to hit on a few key topics. In order to be able to shoot a small gun like the Shield really well, I think a couple components are key, and those are grip and recoil control. So let's break them down. Grip and recoil control go hand in hand, and on these smaller subcompact size guns, they're thinner and overall smaller, so there's less surface area between you and your hand, so proper grip becomes imperative. Proper grip's going to start with your master grip, and your master grip is your dominant hand, the web of your hand being up as high as possible on the beaver tail of that gun. And then next, we're going to flag that thumb up to be able to make room to build a support hand grip. So this is where some of the magic starts to happen with your grip. Now when you start to build a support hand grip, we're going to bring our support hand fingers up under the trigger guard and roll it in place. And this develops what's called a high thumbs forward grip. So when we roll our support hand in, after we flag this thumb up to make room, because now we've got all the surface area of the gun that is ready to accept that support hand grip. And all of this will be friction between your hand and the gun. So when we roll this support hand in, we're going to have our support hand thumb pointing forward parallel with the barrel of the gun. And then we're going to bring our dominant hand thumb down, resting on top of that support hand, which gives you that high thumbs forward grip that I was talking about. And the next thing that's important about this grip is on our support hand, we want to actually roll this wrist a little bit forward. And this is one common mistake that I see with newer shooters. They'll get lazy with their support hand and they'll actually rotate it back. And the problem with rotating it back is then it's in a position when the gun recoils, it's really easy for this wrist to give, and you get a lot of that muzzle flip and you're not controlling that recoil, to where if you fold this wrist over center like this and point that thumb forward, you're actually locking this wrist in. So you've got this locked position and this nice tight vice-like grip on the gun, to where when the gun recoils, it'll actually transfer that energy back through your forearms, and you can absorb it with your elbows and your shoulders. And rather than having a lot of flip to the gun, it will just push back like this. And the thing that this achieves is every time the gun cycles, when you've got it locked in with this high thumbs forward grip, every time it cycles and goes back into battery, those sights are going to settle right back into each other, to where you get a perfect follow-up sight picture every time that gun cycles. So grip is one of the most important things, in my opinion, to being able to shoot a small gun like this fast. Now once you've achieved that high aggressive thumbs forward grip, the next thing that's really going to help you is actually to rotate pressure in with your wrists. So what that's going to do, when you rotate pressure in, it's actually going to clamp that gun into your hand and create that vice-like grip. And it's just going to help, like we talked about, locking that wrist over center, and then you're going to create pressure on both sides of the gun that are equal, and it's going to help create a vice-like grip, so it will transfer that energy back into your elbows through your forearms, so you minimize that amount of muzzle flip. You're never going to be able to overcome physics, right? The gun is going to recoil every time you shoot it, but what you can do as a shooter is create consistency. With proper fundamentals and proper grip, you can create a consistent sight picture where every time that gun tracks and goes back into battery, your sight picture realigns and you're ready for the next quick follow-up shot. And that's going to help you shoot fast and accurate. Now I've got a steel target down there at the 50-yard mark, and we're going to apply all the same fundamentals that we just got done talking about, with stance, grip, trigger control, sight alignment, sight picture, and that nice smooth trigger press. To get good, consistent, accurate hits at this distance, we need a decent trigger press paired with the rest of those fundamentals. So let's try this. I hope you found this video helpful. Please consider subscribing, and if you'd like to learn how to run your gun better, please check out adeptdefensetraining.com. And if you're interested in a Shield 2.0 like this, hit up Retro Firearms at retrofirearms.com. They'll get the gun that you're looking for in your hands within a couple days. I'm Jason Hitchings with Adept Defense. Seek training, become adept.